So, in asking about changing people's patterns, so I quit drinking about 4 years ago, a little less than 4 years ago. With drinking came a pattern or multiple patterns of destructive behavior, driving intoxicated, bad decisions, not facing problems that were real problems, um, impulsive behavior, and a lot of negative self-talk. And the hardest thing that like quitting the alcohol was the easy part. The hardest part was eliminating that negative self-talk. That it's still 4 years later still creeps itself back in. What are some steps that you take people through to change their patterns and eliminate that negative self-talk, which is so destructive?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why people in recovery normally are hyper successful, because they apply the most important part of what it takes to be in recovery to the rest of their lives, which then creates exponential acceleration, results, and growth very quickly. And so here's the 5 things that I think help people build habits, change habits, substitute habits, supplement habits, create habits, become more consistent and persistent in the pursuit of your potential without creating interferences, void shortages, and alcohol. Alcohol, I said it Freudian, right? Alcohol and drugs will cause. And look, I all but went to rehab, right? I was surrounding myself, partying so much. Fortunately, I just don't have a genetic disposition to be addicted, or I would have been in really big trouble. Like if alcohol was the way that nicotine affects me, I'd probably be dead, because I can't have one chewing tobacco dip without quitting this phone call and going to the gas station within 10 minutes. And I know alcoholics like that, right? So, but most importantly, here's the 5 things. One, take inventory of your values every day. If you know what you want, most people that utilize the wrong habits is because they don't know what they want, so they're lost. More than the why. The why always comes when you know what you want, because it's always the next question. I'm going to repeat that. If you know what you want, the next question is why. And,
Right.
and so you're going to find your why. But too many people try to say, what is my why? I don't know. What do you want? Like, I don't know what your why is, but neither would you. So know your what by taking inventory of your personal values, your experiential values, your giving values, and receiving values. 2, very important in recovery. Ask 2 series of questions. 1, of course, how you can be of service or value. The first thing you should do if you're having a difficulty is do something for someone else. But most importantly, ask for help. That radical humility is a huge proportionate part of creating a habit or consistent behavior. You need to find someone that's where you want to be and ask them for directions on how to get there. That's why alcoholics have sponsors, because they have the direction on where to go. It drives me nuts. So easy. 3, be a student. Use the mathematical equation of luck. Pay attention to the what every day. Don't be afraid of being a hypocrite, and give intention to your what. And the luck, the coincidences, the manifestation, you'll get what you want faster. 4 is really interesting, and it interplays within the 12 steps. And it's interesting because I call it do it now. I hate statistics. 99% of all statistics are made up. That's the only statistic that I like. But I learned 2 other statistics. One, owning a golf course, 100% of all short putts in golf, they never go in. I've been trying to dispel that, but it's always true. And even worse, though, the most important statistic in my life now is do it now. 100% of the things I do now get done. And the difference between successful people and everybody else is successful people get stuff done. So those bad habits are stopping you from getting stuff done. If you train yourself to say, can I do this now according to my values? And the answer is yes, do it. You'll save twice as much time, be exponentially more successful. 100% of the things you do now get done. And then finally, most importantly, the biggest practice of my life is diminish the time frame in which I practice ending fear. What do I mean by diminish the time frame of when I practicing ending fear? First of all, the first step of ending fear in your life, there's 2 fears. Primal fears are feed, flight, fight, or the other F word. And then secondary fears, which I listed earlier, need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, guilty, resentful, etc. Well, number 1, if you can identify that, you now can practice diminishing the time it takes you to get on the right track. Meaning, number one, I say to myself, gosh, I feel I'm accelerating in the wrong direction, saying things I don't mean to my wife because I have a need to be offended or a need to be right. This could really end in really bad void shortages and obstacles like divorce and other things. Maybe I should just stop and shut up. And then two, breathe, right? Drop, breathe, get to center, and then get back to the ferocious being that you are and roll in the right direction. Remember, when you're in ego-based consciousness, whether it's primary or secondary, you literally are on fire. Your mind, your body, your soul are on fire. When you're on fire, recognize you're on fire and then stop, drop, and roll. And that's those 5 steps will guarantee give you the habit, the consistent, persistent behavior, but not only giving you consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential by knowing your what, but most importantly, it allows you to enjoy it with gratitude, forgiveness, and accountability. And if you can enjoy it, you'll live in spirit or an inspired life with less interference, voids, and shortages to what you're already connected to, the greatest source of light, love, and lessons, the source of all, whatever you want to define it, God, Buddha, Muhammad, Joseph Smith, I don't care. It's all there for you, but you're already connected to it. So use it, allow it to come through you with appreciation for others.
Yeah, it absolutely makes a giant difference in your life when you start to accept that that there is something out there greater than yourself.